Hi boys and girls, it's Miss Reynolds with B.O.R.E.D, Better Off Reading Every Day. Today, of course you know what it is. It is Poetry Fridays. And we're doing this one in the morning because it's called Awakening. That's the name of the book by Stuart Peacock, a collection of poems. Awakening. So I thought we would change it up in the morning. Beautiful sunny Friday morning. Poetry Friday begins with Little Board Debbie and Miss Reynolds. These are all the poets' trees in this book. As you know, we read a selected few, and then you can pick up the book and read the rest. The Awakening. It's an elusive creature, that creative spark, flashing fragments and moments melted away in the evasive heat of reality, lost to the dark after the cycle of the same old step ends the day. Long may it slumber if we do not stop to ponder the potential all around us, be it rushing or lifeless. If we detour from day to day to stare in wonder, we realize the creativity the world can possess. Look at those eyes, pools of personality and stories, and lonely castles lying dormant after past glories, choked by twisting branches and jet black thorns, their tendrils slowly sucking life out of our lawns. Observe ruined buildings with mouths agape and sticks clamped together into a star shape. Near fading footsteps stamped into mud, close to dying leaves trenched in blood. Our ears ring with noise confined to thought, a symphony of recollections, sounds we caught, silent songs heard from a stationary violin, the echoing words of virtue as well as sin. Page 1 of Awakening, a collection of poems by Stuart Peacock. Look at the others who have chosen this divitation. They have lost much, bore the same frustration. But on this new route, the essence is recovering. The inner creature absorbs all, the body unmoving. Hollow eyes masked, filled with deeper meaning, half open, half closed, a state of dreaming. Masks with faces that don't want to be found, mouths wide open, but yet they emit no sound. It's an elusive creature, that creative spark. It's an elusive creature, that creative spark, mending broken pieces, showing us the way. A torch that guides us through the dark, but its power charged by the light of day. Woo! Good morning. The light of day. I am so glad I read this book in the morning with the sunlight coming in, because that was perfect right there. Aquarius. I stride across the pallid terrain towards a huge gaping void, stretched and wide. Barefoot I go, sand stubbornly sticking, like ashes of the past between my toes. The sky above becomes a brash auburn, purple streaks painted on in patches, clouds congealing like candy floss, like childish game, eyes fixed upon them until they become something else. I am alone, surrounded only by two great rifts that wrap the world. Here, they become one, stretching and vanishing, separating worlds, yet connecting them too. I step into the crystal sea in the front of me, so clear and soothing to the touch. The gaining remains gone now. I dive in, ravaged by the cold that becomes euphoria. Slowly I become one with the water. Ecstasy overcomes me, crashing like a wave, over withdrawing shore, the past forgotten, washing away what is worthless and futile. The undertow grasps me in, pulling me down to the fantastic, undermarine, under the sky. Aquarius. I emerge with a splash, foam spraying away. I am naked, sprawled out like a starfish. The world goes by still, washing over me, but still watching over me too. Aquarius. I gotta give you that line again, it's so good. I emerge with a splash, foam spraying away. I am naked, sprawled out like a starfish. The world goes by still, washing over me, but still watching over me too. Now, I actually wrote in this book, because it is mine, zodiac sign Aquarius is from January 20th to February 18th. Just in case you were an Aquarius or you wanted to know where does the Aquarius fall in. Just a little thing for up here. The dream room. I continue on this vague, static journey through distractions and locked doors. Blurred apparitions block all ahead of me. Regrets and remorse infect like ugly sores. I have no clue who to look for. All I know is that they are in the labyrinth somewhere. I search for the substance of this shadow, climbing countless stairs above a cellar of despair. Until I find it, I shall roam the halls timelessly, chasing all of those whispers and murmurs to lift myself from the abyss of jealousy, as there is no solace in envying the others. But suddenly, my solitary vigil is brightened, when in the hopeless hall a light is shifting, to reveal a door unknown but different. Can it be my contentment, my lifting? My shaking hands grip the eagle's wing, an abstract handle melted onto a mural of pearls and emeralds ever glistening. In my quest, I have seen nothing so beautiful. As the door flies open, the room I see is of 4 walls, but it knows no bounds. I see no vanishing paint ahead or above me. No ceiling or floor can find these mystic grounds. Stepping forward, I step back at the same time. Every surface is glass, a myriad of mirrors. I breathe heavily. I have returned to the prime, my mind unlocked, discarding past errors. The room that contains nothing but everything, projecting millions of images, but still only one. the hallowed center, the core of our being. From deep below, I return to the light of the sun. There goes that sun again, and it's good. And that one was the dream room. Mind of murder. His axe sits silently by the wall with its sharp edge, warning us of its naked wrath, its raging power to find life in a scarlet flourish. The signature of the remorseless, he now stands back from it in quaking, twitching fear. He stands back, yet nothing is there. No one to wield this terrible tool. He only sees himself, coldly imprinted in its steel reflection, always staring, a face once aligned with ignorance, now fading, doused of hateful fire. A broken man, nothing. The wallpaper is yellowing, crumbling, peeling, cracking, and consuming. His very mind closing in around him. Its bumpy pattern firmly in his head, like the mad wench in the morbid story. He read those books, his only friends in the world he gave up on. It's all he can do to fill his time. He can't move from here or now, entwined in this thick rope of terror, which the axe cannot cut him from. It did his bidding some hours ago. That unspeakable act, stealing the most valuable thing of all. The claret splatter is all that remains of her. The vanquisher's whine, a brutal brushstroke. But she is still there, accusing, tormenting him. It's wearing her scarlet dress and dripping into nothing, the vortex of the icy carpet. Each and every drip pulsate in his head, forevermore with no respite. Drip, drip, drip. You killed me. Drip, drip, drip. You killed me. It matters not how much he says sorry. Mind of murder. And our last one, boys and girls, chasing your turning point. Chasing your turning head. Chasing your turning head. Chasing your turning head. Don't know where I got point from. Let's get it together. Chasing your turning head. Round and round it goes. I forget your face as it fades. One I never truly knew at all. You'd stop and pause for some, but scarcely would it be for me. I never got the same track, but my aching heart kept trying. You whistled that same old tune, merely tolerating my own tempo, unwilling to adjust for another or give up a second of your run time. I ambled through this skipping record, my feet staying on for the next song. But your feet had already stepped off, hadn't they? The ride was over for you. Our song had become strained, but you kept up our forced dance before letting the needle pierce my feelings. Our rhythm now at an abrupt end. Too late, I realize the wrong notes. When I asked what was wrong, and you said it didn't matter. When you promised a morning call, but I woke to nothing. When I said I adored you and you stripped in your reply. When I asked about your day and you didn't hear mine. When I saw you again and you didn't smile. I don't know what I feel. Anger for your false words, sadness or emptiness, depression, heart in discord, blaming myself all the while, before realizing it was you, or rather them, or your wrenched fixation with those other dancers. All you need to know is that I really cared. You were my euphony. I just wish that you took time to listen. And that is Chasing Your Turning Head. What do you think about another one? Should we give it another one? Just because it's so good and we don't want to stop. Let's give it another one. Beauty from blackness. Sometimes I see the world as my canvas. With a strike of the brush, I give birth to such sickening sweet sunsets, smearing a happy ending for myself. I don't know how I will get there, but I don't really care. The idea is still there. Of course, there must be sacrifices. My brush must become a sword of my own salvation and my terrible indulgence. My hollow eyes give a piercing blow before everything disappears in a blur of blackness. After the dripping settles, all that is left is nature in all her glory, but in all her imperfections too. Those make the work interesting. They say that's where true beauty lies, but the real beauty is in the absence of intrusive feet. That's beauty from blackness. Once I get a little something to drink, it just flows. Crystallize. I looked into your eyes and I realized those weren't your real eyes. They had crystallized and become more crystal eyes. All because you had senselessly idolized. Staring endlessly into your idol eyes, strapped in a dream you were fantasizing of something that could never come to fruition. I don't know why you found that surprising, but you always did lack basic intuition. What were you expecting? From a face of stone to grant you absolution? The gift of freedom? That is a quest you must embark on alone. Without the aid of your imaginary kingdom, sitting on your hands, you waited and waited for some sight or light, disembodied voices to release you from the misery you created, the pain manifested from you, your choices. But still you waited for your precious instructor to tell you were to go next. How best to proceed? A deceptive disguise he may wear, the dictator, but will gladly let you suffer and let you bleed. Last couple of lines. It is not too late. You can still set yourself free. Detach your mind from meaningless words and shatter the cursed the cursed glass so you can see the true naked world and strive onwards. The end, not the end of the book, but the end of our readings for today, boys and girls, and ladies and gentlemen. My favorite one out of this book, I have to say, would be The Beauty from Blackness. And I'll read you the lines that I loved. Sometimes I see the world as my canvas. With a strike of the brush, I give birth to such sickeningly sweet sunsets, sparing a happy ending for myself. I don't know how I will get there, but I don't really care. The idea is still there. And the reason why I like that one is because for me, sometimes I see the world as a canvas. I absolutely do. With a strike of the brush, I give birth. With every story that I read to you, I feel like it was when I had my baby. It's like you carry this baby all this time, and then finally you give birth and burst it into the world. And that's the way I feel when I read these stories and these poetries to you. To such sickeningly sweet sunsets. There's only a few things in life that I would consider extremely beautiful that you should never miss. That's a sunrise like we have today and a sunset that we'll have tonight. We can't always catch both of them because of life itself just going on, us sleeping, us waking, us living our lives. But if you ever get a chance, try to catch that sweet sunset that this book references. Smearing a happy ending for myself. We all want a happy ending. We don't know how it's going to end, but we all do. I know that I do all of these beautiful things that makes me feel good. Reading to you, reading to my daughter, reading to my kids, doing my work in general, because I love the way that I think it's going to end with me being a great memory for someone that they think about every now and then and say, you know what? That last time I was with Miss Reynolds, she did this, this, and this, and it made me feel so good. That was a happy ending. And I think that's what we all want. I know that's what I want. For it to feel good at the very end, all the way to the end, no matter how it ends. I don't know how I will get there. Definitely don't know how I would get there, but I'm going. I'm up, I'm about, and I'm going. The only way to find out how you're going to get there is to try to get there. Get going to get there. But I don't really care. Exactly. Not that don't really care like, I don't really care. Not that one. I don't care what it's going to take to get there. Like when I know that I'm going to be reading to you guys, I don't care what happens to make that happen because it's going to happen. That kind of don't care. The good, I don't care. The good, I'm going to do whatever it takes to make this happen care. Am I making sense? I hope so. Because I definitely don't care how I get there as long as I make it happen. The idea is still there. And that's it, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, from The Awakening, a collection of poems by Stuart Peacock. The idea is still there. My ideas, I don't know if you've noticed, are always there. They just keep coming every single time. Sometimes I have to fight them off, beat them with a stick. Get out of here, ideas. I got some, can you just wait your turn? Because I have so many ideas. And one of the ideas some time ago, back in September, was to bring Poetry Fridays because I love poetry so much. I don't own any of the rights to any of these books that I'm reading to you, but I do love storytelling magic, and I do love Poetry Fridays because it takes me back to when I used to write poetry back in high school, and it also allows me to show off some of the best writers that I have come across since I've been on my YouTube, Bored with Miss Reynolds, that you're watching now, and my Instagram, Bored with Miss Reynolds on Instagram. There are some great people in my community that are writing some really great stuff that you really need to check out and you really need to see. I think there's about 900 people there now. So if you ever want to bored with Miss Reynolds on Instagram and see all of these people doing great work, I think it would be a fabulous idea. And who knows, you could maybe meet somebody that you could share your ideas with. Because, like I said before, I don't care. As long as we're sharing, as long as we're doing the good work to get to the happy ending, and as long as we are bored, better off reading every day with Miss Reynolds, I believe that it's all good. And it falls in line with this beautiful awakening that we're all feeling in what we're living right now. So, if you get a chance today, get out there, get some sun on you. Get back in here next to the fireplace, however you do it, and make it a good one. You know how much Miss Reynolds thinks about you, right? And how much I absolutely adore and love you. But wait, there's more. Hey! Here's my girl. Here she is. Little B.O.R.E.D Debbie. Is she not the cutest? Now, she is with me every single time that I do my Poetry Fridays. And every now and then she pops in whenever I have a surprise book reading. And it is because I love having somebody to read to besides you guys. And of course, because she is absolutely adorable. Kisses, little B.O.R.E.D Debbie. You know, little B.O.R.E.D Debbie, like little black dress, LBD. We all need a little black dress and a little B.O.R.E.D Debbie in our life. And I'll see you soon. Bye, boys and girls. Bye, ladies and gentlemen. Bye.